Yeah, so hello everyone, myself Dilip Singh. So welcome to the channel Always Be a Learner. So today we are just going to learn about how to create the local Git repositories uh, and know how to connect them to the remote ones. Let's say you are working on a company and you want to create a project in your local, and then that particular project will uh, you will connect them to the remote, so that in your team member can easily connect to that repositories. So for that, as you know that in earlier we were using the SVN for versioning control, and today most of the companies are going to prefer the Git repositories, right? So we will learn about the Git repositories from the local to the remote one, how we can create the local repositories and uh, connect them to the remote Git repositories. For before that, the prerequisites to starting with the Git repository, like before diving into the Git, it is important to mention that you need to have a Git bash command prompt installed in your machine, right? So as I already have the Git configured and installed in my Windows machine, so if you don't have, you just go to this particular link, and you can see here. Yes, I already opened this. So in this particular link you will see it will just provide the details for how you can download the Git, and as well as if you will go down, you can see here the tools and features, what kind of tools it has. So we will use the Git bash, right? So it will provide the first one. You can see the Git bash uh, console command, like a command prompt, or you can also have the Git GUI. Once you will install all these things, so you will automatically have all these tools and features available in your machines. So you only need to download the things, Git bash. So I have this one, and once you done all this thing, so as we have the agenda for today's to local Git repository to the remote one, so we'll go further. There are few important stages for Git, right? So once you will go to the internet and find out the important stages of the Git. So there are some important stages. So it is crucial to start by introducing the necessary important information about few stages of the Git, right? In which we will show how we can add a file to Git repository and all. So I have this thing. There are four different stages which we will go in today's lecture. These are like the working directory. As name suggests that the working directory is mainly the directory that holds all your project files on your computer or in your local machine, right? In this stage, changes may or may not be tracked, right, and managed by the Git. So we will discuss about what is the meaning of the tracking and staging and everything. So first stage is the working directory. You can just simply understand that this is the your local computer or your machine, right, where you have the project available, right? So the second stage is the staging area, and it is like an simple as an intermediate area that queues up your changes in one place, right, for the next commit. Let's say you have created your project in your local and you have multiple source code available there, and after that this is the area where you will just place all the source file and everything related to your project for next commits, right? Files in the staging area are tracked and managed by the Git. It is also managed by the Git in your local. We will see how we can do this. And the third stage is the Git repository, right? As name is suggesting, the Git creates the local repositories and adds the .git folder. What is the meaning of this? We will see in the practical also. and it contains the actual Git repository files that are committing in the staging area, the second one, right, are moved to the Git repository and added to the commit history. Sorry, the above three stage represent your local Git repository, right? This one, right? So until these three steps, no files have been uploaded to the remote repository at GitHub, right? So the main target is to upload all this thing to the Git. For doing this, we have the fourth stage. You can see here the fourth stage is the last stage, right? It is the last step, Git workflow, and it is basically where the code will be pushed or uploaded to the remote from your local by using the internet. How we will do this, we can see, right? The remote repository has all the previous three stages internally. For your understanding, I have this particular small diagram which will be useful for you. Like, this is the working directory, first one, and the staging area and the Git repo. These three all are just related to your local, right? Not it doesn't mean that you just created all this thing and it will automatically connect to your remote file or without doing anything. No, for that we will have to use the fourth stage also, the remote file, right? So as you can see, first one is untracked files in your local, the first stage. The second, where you will put all this thing, combine the source code and everything related to your project, that is the second staging area. And the third one is the committed files. Whatever you have, you will just commit, so it will go to the Git repository, right, in your local, not in the remote one. So after all, you will have to use the push command, then only it will just push all this thing to your remote files. This is the whole thing. We will discuss all this thing by using the practical also. So as we have seen the stages, now we'll go further using different workflows to create the Git repository. So today we are going to use the create the create a blank project, and we will also put something like the HTML file or any kind of source code, so that we can easily understand how it is behaving from local to the remote. So as you can see, in our today's workflow, we'll use the we'll do the create a blank project. You have not written any code or started your project yet, so but you want to create a new empty project using Git, right? So I will also add to an existing project. There are different workflows, right? So you can either in progress or finish. There are different things, right, related to your project. Let's say you have the newly created project, or you did not create any project and you want to create the project which you want to push to the remote also. The second thing, you already have the existing project, you want to push to the remote repository. So there are different workflows. As I also mentioned, this is the first one, create the blank project. This is the add the Git to the existing project. So different workflows, right? So today we will start from the scratch, like we will create the blank project in the local, how we will create the local Git repository, how we will map all this thing to the remote. So we'll see all these things the following section, right? Each workflow in details and with using the git bash command. So as I said that I already have the git bash, so we will start from the scratch. Let's say I just want to create a project, and first thing, you will go to your directory and you will create something like let's say I want to create the project in my C drive projects or Git. This is my naming convention, and I want to create one project over here. Let's say I'm just doing my first Git project, right? You can give your own name. So for this video purpose, I'm just using this particular thing, right? So my first Git project. So you will go here, or you can also go inside. Yes, so this is my first Git project. Yes, so once it is done, you will just go to your directory and click on git bash here. It will open this command prompt. it is not a command prompt which you already have. It is a command, or we can say the git base command prompt. From here you will start doing all this thing, right? So for that, open git base and type the following command and go to the, as we already done these steps, we just created the folder, already created the project folder name, and now create a new project using the git init, right? I think I already done this, so I can also use git init, right? What it will do, it will initialize your git in your local git init. I am just going to put any other name, just a minute. Yes, I'm here. From here also git init my git project. From here also we can do this, right? Now you will see initialize empty git repository, right? What it means, it has created a particular empty git repository in your git this particular folder. We'll go here, we'll check what it is done. I'm just going to, yes, you can see why I use this. I'm not using because I was doing from here. We don't want to use this from here, so we will do from git base as we done. Git init my project name, and it is created from here. Now you will go here, you will see nothing is here, but one hidden folder is available here. We'll click .git. Yes, you will see this is already created. Once you use this command, it will create your initialize empty git repository into this particular folder. Now your project is just behaving like the git in your local. It is showing all this thing, configuration and everything in this particular hidden folder, right? So let's browse to the created project. We already on that particular path. The master branch you have here where your last commit is. So as I already explained, the git folder present means that git successfully created our local repository and created the git folder for us that holds all the necessary information for that repository, including the commit history. We can also ask it about the status. So what is the status? Status means you will see here, you can see, right? Nothing, because we don't have anything, not a git repository or .git. Okay, we need to go we are outside git project. Yes, now we will use the git status. Yes, you can see on master branch no committed, nothing to commit, because we don't have anything. We just created the folder, the blank folder, right? So that is why it is showing, but it is showing that on your master branch you can see the master. This is the master branch which you have created just using this command. It is initiated in this particular folder. Once you are going to use the status, it is showing you where you are. Actually you are on the master branch, but nothing to commit because we don't have anything. You can just see in your project nothing is available here, right? Okay, so we successfully created one thing. Now the staging and committing the new files. As I already said that we don't have anything available in this, right? So at this level the previous created git repository is ready to add any branded new files, right? Any source folder or whatever you want to create as per your requirement, it will go here in your project. So we are going to create one HTML file over here, right? Let's see what will happen. So I already have this file available somewhere in another project. Yes, I have. Just for saving our time, I'm just going to put over here. Yes, so I have created one HTML file. Nothing in this file. It's just okay. Let me do one thing. Yes, we will go now. We will again use the git status. Yes, now you can see you are on the branch, no committed, the same thing, but the file you have created index.html, newly created file, right? Earlier it was showing nothing to commit, now it is showing untracked file, which means you have something created which is not tracked by the git, right? That is why it is showing untracked files. So nothing added to the git, you can see, and it is also giving you the hint untracked files present, you can use the git add, so that it will go to the stage area. You know that the second staging area, right? So I will use this, we already seen all this thing. If we will go here again, I can use the add index my file name or enter. Now I will again use the status. Now you can see it was showing index untracked file, now it is showing new files, right? Changes to be committed, it means somewhere it is available, that is your staging area, right? So we have the file available, but still it is not committed to our local git repository. So for that definitely we need to do something, right? For that we will use the git commit. So this is the git commit. What it will do, it will just commit all the changes in from git to your git repository, right? You can see the first one, yes, here working directory we done. Staging area, yes, it is the tracked file, that is why it was not showing untracked, right? It was showing this is called the tracked file. Now we are going to commit the files to the git repository. So we are here, we are at this stage, so we will just do the commit, right? How it will work, it is showing -n means the commit message that will be saved in the commit history, right? We will also see the commit history once we commit all this thing. We go there, come HTML file created, yes. Now we just committed my first file. We can also see the logs, we can see all the logs, we can just go here, it will show all the details, right? Git log, graph, all what they are I will just explain you. So you can see there was a commit happened here to the master branch, right? And who committed, it is just showing who committed this, when, time and everything, and what was the commit message, right? So everything it is just displaying over here, correct, in the master branch. So we successfully created our local repository, we just created the staging area. We also have seen that the git repositories in our local by using the commit. We also check that what is this, right, for logging point of view. So graph argument, it is just showing the graphical look and feel, right? And all is just argument means so all the information. There are so many commands, these are the commands which we generally use most of the time. So one line, it will show one line, one commit per line, right? Now we have created all this thing from here. Let me go up. Yes, 1 2 3 stages are we have already completed. Now the final stage which will use here, the fourth one, pushing the local commits to the remote. This is our main motto, right? So at this stage we have our commit saved at the local git repository. Now it is time to create the remote public repository at git, right? So for that definitely you will have to use the GitHub account. You will have a particular GitHub account. I have this one, yes, I already opened this. So I have, if you don't have, you can just create your own account. I'm just going to use this one. Yes, you can see I have this particular Git account over here. I have created so many projects over here, and now I am just going to create one more project for this particular video. The repository is my Git project. So once you will successfully log in, you will see the green button over here, new. the repository and the green button. You just click over here for creating the new repository. Once you clicked, it will ask you the name of the repository. I have created one repository, my Git project. So when you will use this, will show you two different things, right? Public and the private. Public is just for anyone can see these repositories, and if you want private, the name suggests that it is the private one. So if you are working on the company, most of the time you will see this is the private they will use. Here I have the public one, and you can also have the readme file. Definitely it's a good practice to have the readme file in your project. So just click on the create repository. It will go to create your repository. Yes, right. Now we have the repository available in the remote, right? But still we don't have any connection in my local and my remote repository. For that, we have already created the Git repository. Now let's get back to the Git base in our local. Go back. We are here, right? Now we need to use the particular command. For doing this, once we already done all this thing, yes, you will see the particular URL. This is the important URL which will be useful for your remote repository, right? This is the URL, we can say the remote URL, we can say, right? So we will go here and we need to use this particular command, Git Remote Add Origin. We will use here Git Remote Add Origin and my URL. So what did it mean? Now the thing is what, let's get back to the your local and commits in your history remote. We have just created the copy, right? The URL on the git base, type the following URL. What it will do, it will just connect to your git remote repository and will add the origin from here, right here. So the origin is your master. Here also you will have the master branch, right? This particular thing will be connected. Now merge both local and remote history by running the following. So once they are connected, we just need to enter this, right? Git remote add for this particular URL. Okay, now what is the next thing? Now merge both local and remote history by running the below command, right? So we'll use this particular command. What it will do, it will just merge your local to your remote. That is the main thing which we want to do. Now the port origin master and just click enter. Done. It is just going to ask to commit. Yes. So I have just saved all this thing, right? It is just showing that everything, right? Now your master from local and your master from git both are merged, right? Both are merged. If we will refresh, we'll go back one more time. Let me do one thing. One more thing is pending from our end. Yeah, for before that, these are the few things which we need to understand. Like origin means your remote repositories and master means your latest local commit in the local git repository, right? And this is the command which will be used only once whenever you are going to merge from local to the remote, right? This is the command which we generally use. Now it is always recommended to use the best practices to pull the remote changes commit first before pushing yours. What it means? It means, let's say you are working with your team and someone is also committing to your branch and you are also going to put. So before committing anything, you need to have the pull. Why? It will just avoid your conflicts in the future. So that is why I just mentioned this particular line here. And the last tip, is pushing the local commits into the local git repository. Still it is in the available in the stage area for remote and the local. Now once you push all this thing, right, it will reflect into your master of remote. It is asking me the credential. Yes, okay, done. Yes, now yes, it is done. So you can see I have successfully done the commit and everything, and even push my local to the remote. So it is showing all the details. So for cross checking, we are going to our account and we are just going to refresh this. It will, yes, you can see your index page is also here, right? Now you have created one project which will have your source and everything, which is now just connected to your local, and local and remote both are in sync, right? So this was the main thing, which we want to do. And most of the time in the companies also, whenever you are working, you need to create the project and connect to your remote repositories also. So in this way it is more easy to connect from local to remote, right? So that your team or anyone can access the repository and start working on that particular repositories, right? You can also check the log, what you have done till now, right? You just click on using this command. I already explained this. Yes, you can see. Now you can see it is showing two times, like master head and origin master. From your local to your master of remote, merge branch. This is your branch where you merged all this thing, and all the committed till now you have done, right? A new HTML file we have done only one, so it is showing like this, right? So this was all about. At this stage we have the fully working git local repository that is connected to the your remote one, and you will only need to pull remote commits and push your local ones on any subsequent changes. Yeah, so this was the thing which we successfully done by using the example or the practical. So that's it from my end. Thank you for watching this channel, and please do subscribe. Thanks from always be a learner. Thank you so much.